Alright, welcome back to R-TAC and Daughters, and this is going to be the first in our interwar rifle series. We finished up our World War One rifle series, our rifles of the Great War, not too long ago, and now we're going to start the intermediate rifles. These series will be real quick because they're mainly going to be on both action rifles. And of course, we got Brady coming in again. He's been a fixture down here with me today. He knows that I hurt my knee earlier in the week, so now they're all mom and popping me, the cats are. So anyway, today we're going to check out this Fabrique Nationale d'Armes de Guerre made in Henschel, I should say, Belgium. Yes, this is an F&N model ZZ-24 style Mauser. So we're going to go up here to the front. We're going to stop at the front here. Yes, that looks awful short, and it does have my patented bipod on there. You'll notice that the end of the barrel has been hacked off about an inch. I saved this from being Bubba up the rest of the way. Bubba got on this bad boy and was going to tear it up, and I was able to save it before he did it. This gun is definitely interesting. A lot of these guns you'll see in the CZ-24 pattern. F&N made them, CZ made them. They were made at the Yugoslavian arsenals as well. It is a large ring Mauser, meaning that is based on the Model 98 Mauser action, and therefore it works on the same principle. So we're going to look at some of the markings here. You see that off the bat there, real good. Some other markings here. This gun here is really special because it has its complete crest on there. It is a Colombian crest. Look at that. Deep, still deep in there. And the Colombians did paint these black at one time. They did strange things. So, unfortunately, it is not all matching because of the stock. Stop that, Brady. And you'll see right here on the back of the tang, it has 30 stamped in it, meaning that this rifle is chambered in 30-06. Yes. And it is empty. There's Brady coming down here again. He wants to inspect the rifle. So, yeah, we can check the chamber there. It's empty. And so, there we go. And that's Emmett down here. Got the bolt matches the receiver, and so does the trigger guard. Yes, that's right, Emmett. Emmett's coming down here to help me with this one, and so does the trigger guard and the magazine plate. Only thing I had to do was put it back in another stock. Here it does. We got our disc here. All the information is gone off of it now. Of course, lost to history. But at least we was able to save the rifle from the dreaded Bubba. So, let's see if we can get it to stand back up. There's a lot of things we need to fix on this rifle still. The front sight post, the front sight here still moves, so I'm going to have to go in and put a pin in it so it'll stop moving. We're missing the leaf spring in there to keep it nice and tight. But other than that, it is a functional rifle. I've shot it once in 30-06. Feels pretty good, even though it's short. We hadn't done any accuracy testing with it as of yet. But being a mil surplus rifle, it's going to have not so great of MOA accuracy. Um, Basically, I collect Milsurp rifles, so you'll see a lot of these up here on the channel. Coming up, we have several interwar periods here, and we got 3 different types of CZ F&N type rifles. This one here again was made by F&N, and it was chambered in 30-06 for Colombia. These would have been done originally either in 7mm or 8mm Mauser, and then rechambered by the Colombians in the 50s to 30-06 because they were getting military assistance from the U.S. at that time. So everybody in South America were scrambling for, just about everybody and anybody who could get U.S. aid was getting it, because 30-06 and Garands were be given out like they were candy. So this is just a little quick video here on the Colombian FN-24 series rifle. This would have been in the same length as a K98 Mauser. This one is just a little bit shorter because somebody hacked off the inch of the barrel there. So this is basically a carbine now. Still good rifle. It does shoot, and we'll finish restoring it, and we'll get her back from 95% up to 100% back in the field, and we'll let the rest of this black paint here wear off. How South American countries did that. We'll let it go away the rest of the way, and then we'll keep it in the white and keep it preserved. It does have a staunch. It is clock on close here. Let's see. Most, well, all your 98s, model 98 Mausers are cock on close. As you can see that. You see the bolt body move up. That's your safety. The safety's not working on it, so we'll have to fix that as well. We know it's unloaded, so usually this is just 1 or 2 turns off, or half a turn off is the reason why the safety fails to lock in on it. And so we'll do that. We'll adjust the firing pin. It's got a good 7-pound trigger pull. This is your bolt release here for all Mausers. Definitely on all your 98s. Got your extractor claw right there, positive feed. If you don't know what positive feed means, that's how you stick it back in. This means that when the cartridge comes up, it latches into the extractor claw there, and you could feed around laying upside down on your side, and it will feed into, once it gets into the claw, it'll feed in there either whatever direction you're laying. Winchester kept this idea on the Model 64 rifles, or the 70 rifles, pre-64 rifles, and kept it because it's a positive feeding system. Basically, it controls around. Now, on your Remingtons, they have a push-pull feed system, a push feed system. So it basically just pushes the round up into the bolt or into the chamber, and then it latches on, and then you bring it out and it extracts it. Which means if you have a push feed bolt, you cannot feed that gun upside down. The round will just fall right out. So I'm sure somebody will make some comments on that. And anyway, you can't go wrong with Mauser rifles. No matter what year they are, just don't bubble them up if you get them. Now, if you get one that's already been hacked up by Bubba, then it's okay. These actions are extremely strong. You can chamber them in any of the exotic African game cartridge, even all the way up to 458 Winchester Magnum, 416 Lot, all those crazy calibers like that for hunting rifles or hunting elephants with. This action will, and the bolt will take it. So very great action. Basically, the 1903 Springfield is based on this gun. Basically, if you look at the 1903 Springfield, it's a marriage between a 3040 Craig and a Spanish Model 93 rifle. That they took a lot of the Mauser ideas and incorporated them into them. So, Peter and Paul Mauser has definitely made the greatest bolt action rifle of all time, and with the Model 98, there's no way you can improve. I mean, you can make small improvements, but it'll never be anything better than this. All bolt action rifles are compared to this action, and rightly so. Just like here in America, we compare all semi-automatic pistols to the 1911. So I'm going to say this right now, and I'll say it again. Anything made by John Moses Browning, Gun God, is perfect, and you can make only small improvements to it. Anything made by Samuel Colt, perfect. You can make small improvements to it. Anything made by the Winchesters, or not Winchester, but Smith and Wesson, again, you can make small improvements. Anything made by Peter and Paul Mauser, you can only make small improvements to it. They are the gun geniuses of the old world. So, very few gun designers out there can do anything better. Right now, if you want to talk about gun designers, we have to look at Mr. Glock. He innovated way back in '82, but like I said, once he made the Glock, they can only make small improvements to it. There's nothing new they can do to it. It's the pinnacle of polymer handgun design that all other handguns are compared to nowadays that they're polymer. If you look at Steyr and Sig handguns with the removable chassis, that's the next evolution right there. I think we'll even see that in rifles, and we've seen it to a certain extent in rifles, and I've got off here on what I wanted to talk about. So, anyway, 30-06 Colombian Mauser from the 1950s. Long service rifle history. Like I said, these came in service in 8mm, probably for Columbia, or 7mm in the 1930s. Rebarreled to 30-06 in the 50s and served all the way up to the 70s before they were surplused. Great rifles. Any Mauser is going to be a good rifle. Even if you have to rebarrel it for whatever reason, if it's got a bulge in it, it's going to be great. Or have to put a little bit of work into it to restore it. It is well worth it. They keep their value, and they're only going to go up because guess what? They're not making no more Colombian Mausers. They'll never be made again. So this will be our first in our interwar military rifle series. Remember to like and share, subscribe to the channel. Go over to our Patreon, our Teespree, help out if you feel the need to. If you do, fine, great. If you don't, that's also great. No pressure here. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram and on Gunstreamer. And we'll see you guys over there. And help us get to 1,000 subscribers so we can make YouTube buy our first box of ammo. And with their ad revenues, which I think should be a goal for all small gun channels. And remember this, guys and gals, it costs nothing to be nice to one another. And we'll catch you next time. Be safe. Don't catch the Wuhan Chinese flu. And we'll see you next time.